Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a January favorites video. I have had a few products that stood out to me the first month of 2020, so I definitely wanted to share those products with you guys. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. And let's just go ahead and jump right in. Wondering what's on my lips is actually this Stale Day liquid lipstick in the shade Rico. I got this from Marshall's. It's such a beautiful shade. Look at the shade in the tube and then look at the shade how it dries down. Still super pretty, very beautiful, perfect vampy color. Really enjoy this liquid lipstick formula. Actually, I had to check my Stila Beso. It's like a red liquid lipstick. It's again, super comfortable. I just wanted to quickly mention that. I would say this is a favorite of mine because every time I wear it, I just love how it looks on my lips. I feel like it makes my lips look big and my teeth white, right? Anyways, the first product I want to share with you guys is this brush right here. This is by Sigma Beauty. This is the F03 High Cheekbone Highlighter. I find myself that sometimes some of the highlighters that I wear don't pack a punch, and I'm like, how do people like this highlight? It doesn't even do anything for me. But if you use like a more denser brush like this, it's just really gonna help pack a punch. I'm gonna use a highlight that's in my favorites for this month as well. But look at this. Look how much punch I get with this brush instead of using like that Morphe brush that's really fluffy. Look how much more like product you're able to apply to the cheekbones. So I definitely been enjoying this brush right here. I do have a code with Sigma Beauty if you guys are interested. I believe you guys can get 10% off. It is affiliate, so if you guys don't want to use my code, you definitely don't have to, but again, that option is there. Next up, I'm going to talk about some eyeshadows. So the first one is this one by Urban Decay. This is a single shadow. I never reach for single shadows. So this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow in the shade Cosmic. And this shadow right here is beautiful. If you just want like a little bit of shimmer glitter on the lids, it's just super pretty. It just adds that little extra oomph to your look. I really enjoyed this. Like I applied anything on the lid and then I just applied this like in the inner part of my eyelid for work, and it just adds like that little shimmer that it just adds that something to your looks, and I just really enjoyed it. I really like this. Again, it's just kind of like a shimmer. It's not glitter. It just looks like really finely shimmers in it. It's super pretty. It's like multi-dimensional. It's very beautiful. I wonder if I should apply some in the inner corners to show you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but it just looks super pretty. It just added that little extra oomph again to my look, and I really enjoyed this. A palette that is a limited edition. I don't know if you can still pick it up, but it's this palette right here by Natasha Denona. It's the Cranberry palette. I got this on sale during the VIB sale last year in the fall time, and I just really enjoyed this palette. Burgundies and purpley shades are just my everyday kind of go-to looks in my crease, or just like kind of smudged on my lid and blended up to my crease. I just really like them. These shimmer shades are beautiful as well, like these. Well, this purple one's more like a topper, but these shimmers are super nice as well, and just really enjoyed it. Again, this is a limited edition palette, so if you have it in your collection, I definitely pick it up. Or if you're able to still pick this up, I would definitely recommend it. It's, again, this is just my jam. I really enjoyed all the shimmers. Always got compliments when I use this to work. People just loved the looks I created with it, and I did as well. It's just a really beautiful, it's like really my kind of palette for everyday use. So really enjoyed this. If you have this in your collection, pull it out. It's super nice. Next up, I really enjoyed this Tarte palette right here. This is the Unleashed palette. I do have one complaint about it. I find that the packaging kind of makes me a little dizzy for some reason. I don't know if it's age or what, but it just makes me a little dizzy, so I can't really look at the packaging very long, or really like I kind of just open it up instead of like stare at it, because it kind of shifts. I don't know if it's shifting on camera, but I don't know, just in person it just, my eyes go a little wild. But this is what the inside looks like. It's pretty much like an everyday kind of palette. You get some warm tones, you get those burgundy brown shades that I like as well, you get shimmers, mattes. You get pretty much everything you need in this palette right here. It's a really beautiful palette. I got compliments using these shadows on my eyes. Simple, everyday look, and I got compliments. I was like, I didn't really do much, but thank you. But let me go ahead and show you, like, they're super pigmented and super pretty. Here are some swatches. I really, again, enjoyed this palette. If you have it, again, pull it out. I did pick this palette on sale, I believe. It was like 50% off at Ulta, so I jumped on that. But very pretty palette, perfect for everyday use, and you can also create not so everyday looks as well. It's pretty wearable, so I really enjoyed this. Next up, let's do complexion products. So the first product I have, and it looks like the only product for primer that I really enjoyed this past month, was this one by MAC. This is the Prep and Prime Skin Refined Zone Treatment. So I picked this up because Mel Thompson here on YouTube, I'm sure a lot of you follow her because I really like her videos. She's really cool. So I would definitely check her out if you haven't yet. She recommended this for the T-zone area. Of course, I don't have it on my T-zone today, but every time I used it, when I picked it during my Shop My Stash, I really loved the way my skin looked just super nice and blurred and airbrushed. Like my nose area, I have pores right here and also on my nose, but like right here is where I usually notice like foundation when it's like been on for a while, is where it kind of like emphasizes that, and this really helps it. You'd think I'd wear a lot of these favorites, but I didn't think of filming my favorites video today because I just filmed this look for Instagram. So if you guys are interested in this look, it's going to be up on my Instagram. I don't know if it is up already, but it will be soon. If you're looking for something for pores, it definitely does the job, and you need a little bit of it. You don't even need a lot either, because I was like, this is like $25 or so, and you don't need a lot for your pores either. It's really nice. A foundation that stood out to me this past month was from NARS. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I have mine in the shade Fiji. I was kind of testing this out to see if I wanted to replace a foundation that I'm actually wearing right now from my Project Pan, to see if I wanted to replace it with this one, just because this foundation that I'm wearing is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, the matte one, and I don't really like mattifying foundations for everyday use and like full coverage foundations. So I don't know, like right now I actually don't think it looks bad at all. I've had it on for about 7 hours now, and by the end of the day, on some of the days that I wore this, it just looked really heavy, and I don't know, maybe I was just applying too much foundation, but right now I feel like it looks all right. I haven't even blotted or anything, so it looks good. But again, I was testing this out in a Shop My Stash to see if I wanted to replace the Fenty Beauty with the NARS one, and I just really enjoyed this. Like I was like, this just looks super pretty. It's like your skin but better. It just looks really natural on the skin. It doesn't look super heavy or anything like that. So I just really enjoyed this. I don't know, like right now I feel like my skin doesn't look bad, so I was like, maybe I should just leave the Fenty Beauty foundation in my Project Pan. Maybe take it out in 6 months or so. Who knows? But it just made me realize I actually really like this foundation, so it's really nice. I really enjoyed it. Again, super pretty on the skin. A concealer I enjoyed that is also in a Project Pan. I knew I liked it, but then like actually really using it more consistently, I'm like, this concealer is really nice. So this is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I have mine in the shade Toast. So this shade is a little off for me. I feel like it's more on the orangey side, which I guess it kind of helps to correct my dark circles. I just feel like it looks really nice and natural on the under eyes. Not natural. Well, yeah, it looks smooth. It doesn't look heavy. It just makes your under eyes look smooth. It has super good coverage as well. And I feel like it doesn't look heavy. Like I can tell a difference from other concealers. And when I wear this one, when I smile, like it doesn't look heavy like right here. And again, it just looks smooth and blurred. It looks really pretty. It has super good coverage. I put this in a Project Pan because I was like, I want to use up makeup that I really love. I don't want it to just sit in my collection and go bad. But now I'm like, I might have to repurchase this once I finish it off. Another product that I really enjoyed was this powder product right here, which is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. I have mine in translucent, and look how much I have. Like, I don't have that much left, and I've just been leaving it in my stash, my Shop My Stash everyday makeup drawer, because I want to finish it off instead of putting it back in my collection. Then this could be my first empty for the year. But this looks super pretty on. It just like smooths your face and it just sets it really well. You don't look super matte. It just looks super nice. Like, I need this powder in my life again once I finish it off. I'll definitely hold off on repurchasing this after I finish off a couple more powders, but this is definitely something I would repurchase. You can tell I've been enjoying it because I'm about done with it. And again, it's just in translucent. Really like this powder a lot. For bronzer, I really enjoyed this one right here. This is the Revolution Ultra Bronze Bronzer. And I got this for free with a purchase that I got from Poshmark. And I was just like, oh, cool. You know, I got a free gift. But this is actually really nice. It reminds me of the Too Faced Lust bronzer. Is the one that has the little peacock on it that you can actually find at Marshall's now, and I think they still have it like at Ulta and maybe Sephora and the Too Faced site, but this one reminds me of it. It just looks, it's like a satin finish type of bronzer, and it just reminded me of that Too Faced one. So if you guys aren't supporting Too Faced, or you guys can't get your hands on that specific like peacock bronzer, is it like Lust bronzer, something like that, this one's pretty comparable and it looks really nice on the skin. It's not too like harsh to bronze your face or anything. I was really enjoying this. It's kind of like a satin type of finish. It's really, really nice. The only blush that stood out to me that I really enjoyed this past month was this one by Buxom. This is the Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in the shade Seychelles. It really looks really nice and natural. It just gives a really pretty sheen to the cheeks as well. I just really enjoyed it. And it just, again, it's kind of like a satiny type of bronzer. It looks very beautiful. Again, on the cheeks, I'm kind of repeating myself. It's a blush. What do you expect? It gives a nice flush to the cheeks. I just thought it looked really pretty. I have an iPhone and I have in my notes, like I put January favorites and whatever sticks out to me that I really enjoyed from the Shop My Stash videos for my everyday makeup drawer. And if they stood out to me that week, like I'll put it on there because I'm like, girl, you enjoyed this. I think this was in my first week of the Shop My Stash for January. But I remember that it looked really pretty. Again, it just gives a really pretty flush to the cheeks and it kind of has like a little bit of a glow as well. It looks very beautiful. So this face palette right here, I picked it up during summertime, I believe, last year, and it was a little too light for me, but I really wanted to support Khloe because she's like my favorite Kardashian. She collabed with Becca and also her best friend Malika, and she created the Khloe and Malika BFF palette here. And again, this is the Khloe palette. And this is the lighter one because they came out with a Malika palette, which was a darker version. And again, this was too light for me in the summertime, but right now that it's wintertime, I decided to pull it out and it's beautiful. The bronzer is really nice. I feel like the bronzer is still a little too light for me, even for wintertime. These two blushes kind of remind me of the Hourglass blushes. I don't know, it's super pretty. It just kind of, again, gives a healthy glow to the cheeks, and it kind of adds a little bit of more highlight to the cheeks as well. And the highlighter is actually really nice and blinding. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I really enjoyed this palette. This was limited edition, so I don't think they carry this anymore. But if you have this in your collection, pull it out. Since I've been on a low buy, I've been enjoying a lot of my products, which is nice because I was focusing a lot on just buying, and my collection was just getting bigger, not getting used as much. But right now that I'm on a low buy, I've been really enjoying shopping my stash. And this palette has definitely been one that I've loved, obviously, that I put it in a favorites. The highlighter that I applied was part of my favorites, and they are Kaleidos Makeup Highlighters. And the one that I applied to my cheeks on camera was this one in Ray Rider. These are the Space Age highlighters. This is again in Ray Rider. It's just, this one's like a peachy champagne color. And this is what it looks like. So it's very pretty, very wearable. And they're really intense, like a little bit goes a long way. They feel super buttery as well. They did send all of them to me, but I've only tried these 3 so far. This was in Solar Sailor. That kind of has a really intense gold shift to it. And it's right there. You can see how yellow this is. So this one's not as wearable as Ray Rider is, but I still really enjoyed it. And I did apply this on my eyes and it looked really, really pretty as well. I feel like for my cheekbones, it's kind of like not for everyday use, but for eyeshadow, it was really nice. And then this one is in Star Surfer, another wearable shade. This is more of a pinky highlight. And as you can see there, it's again like a pinky kind of highlight again. And there's that one as well. So here are those 3 highlighters. Again, these are really pigmented, buttery, and very long lasting as well. I really enjoyed these 3 shades. I haven't tried the other 3 they sent, but these ones were definitely standouts for this past month. And then the last products I'm going to share with you guys are So Juicy Plumping Glosses by ColourPop. I only have these 2 and I actually want to buy more of these just because these are really nice. They make your lips look juicy, like Kathleen Light says. She was actually the one that made me buy these as well. So I bought both of these shades. Beechwood was actually a shade she recommended, which is this one right here. And then this one is called Is a Habit. So let me turn around so you guys can see the shades a little better. But these are really nice. They make your lips look juicy. They're not super minty or like super tingling or anything like that. You can kind of feel like a cooling sensation, but I don't think it's anything intense that if you're sensitive or anything, nothing's gonna irritate anything. I actually really enjoy these. Again, I want to pick up more of these. I'm not a big gloss person, so when she was like, pick these up, you know, they're gonna make your lips look juicy, and yeah, when I tried them both, I was like, these are really nice, and they're like really affordable as well. So those are all the products that I enjoyed for the month of January. Let me know down below what products stood out to you for January. I would love to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!